Hello traders, welcome to Power Stock Series Stock Pick of the Week. Now this week we are going to take a look at this amazing company that produces a staggering return of 162% since 2023, and this is none other than Palo Alto Networks. So stay tuned to today's video where I will share with you the trading plan and how you can take advantage of this amazing strong stock. I'm G from swimtrading.com. See you in today's video. Welcome back. Today's video, we are going to look at Palo Alto Networks, and it is nothing short of amazing if you look at the chart on the screen right here. But before we do that, right, let's do a quick review of the pick last week. If you have not watched the pick for last week, fret not, because the stock has not been triggered for the setup yet. You can always check out the video either in the playlist or in the link that I'm sharing above the video right now. Now, last week, right, we look at Corebridge Financials. Now, CRBG is Corebridge Financial. If you take a look at it, it literally just continued its run without pulling back to the price area that I was looking at. And I believe that this price level, this short-term euphoric, right, is not going to be sustainable, and a reversal will happen sooner or later, especially it has already hit the monthly pivot of R3. Now, you realize also, right, the share price has also closed higher, or rather closed lower than its open price for the entire week, because every single candle is just red color, red color, red color for the past 5 trading sessions. And this is also a sign of an impending weakness on this Corebridge Financial right now. So I am still gunning for the level of $23, and before it gets to there, I am unlikely going to pull a trigger on this trade, because for the reasons that I explained earlier on. Alright, so you may also consider applying the Arts of Explosive Profits framework over here to Corebridge Financial as well as Palo Alto Networks today, especially after they have hit our trigger price. Alright, so now, why is Palo Alto Network the power stocks pick of the week? What does Palo Alto Networks does? Well, it runs network security and of course provides solutions to enterprises, service providers, and government agency. Now let me just pull up the chart and you can see it is nothing short of amazing, given that ever since the bottom of starting of January 2023, the past 1 year's performance have seen this stock, right, increase from a bottom to the height of $350, which that is a staggering 162% run. All right, that's a staggering 162% run. The performance of the US market versus Palo Alto Network, and I always preach this in every of the Power Stock series, which is for any stock that I'm considered doing a momentum swing on, I always look at the relative performance of the company versus the US stock market, and in this case is the S&P 500. So as of the last 2 to 3 months, you can see ever since November or late November, the Palo Alto Networks have already taken over the performance of the S&P 500 by leaps and bounds, despite the S&P 500 propelling itself to the all-time high just recently. So this is a stock that is not just leading the overall market in terms of performance, it is also outdoing the S&P 500, which by itself is already bullish. And that's why we are going to consider this for our swing trading candidate, Palo Alto Networks. All right. So how explosive it is for Palo Alto Network. Just zooming in, right, just look at the last 2 months, right, you will be able to see that every time the stock have a up run, it always, have a very strong impulse move, a relatively smaller corrective move, a strong impulse move, and a relatively shallower corrective move. So it also enjoys, right, a huge market capitalization of 108 billion, which puts it in the category of mega cap, and the moves, right, between 5.5% to 23.6% per impulse movement is literally eye-popping, because it's not a small company, right? So what are some of the key price level that I'm looking at for Palo Alto Network if I were to zoom out to give you some perspective? All right, if I were to zoom out to give you some perspective, the previous area where Palo Alto Networks have a kind of a resistance is somewhere around the 306 to 315 area. So these are the two lines, right, or the zone that most of the traders will be gunning for, because previously it's a resistance. As I have explained in the previous video, resistance means that it is the inability of the current market participants to accept the valuation, the price at that point of time. And if we want to know that whether currently anything has changed, are the new market participants or current market participants, based on the updated info on Palo Alto Network, are they going to accept this price? Then what we are watching for would be a retest of this zone, of this area. So there's definitely a support area starting from $315 all the way down to 306. I think this is a huge zone where previously it just gap up, and coming back down to this area, this base, right, would be a very nice retest and validation of a resistance turning into a support, and this sets up the trade nicely for a swing trade under the Art of Explosive Profits framework. All right, so over here, this is exactly what I am doing, or what I'm intending to do. I'm going to send an alert to somewhere around $315 so that I will get alerted and will get notified when Palo Alto Networks fall to the area of interest that I'm looking at. And if should I get in around this price point, all right, should I get in around this price point, you can set a stop loss somewhere below the structure, or if you find that too far, you can probably set it somewhere below the pivot area or below this structure. Please don't just put 1 cent, 2 cents below. Just give it some room, either around P or S1, depending how long you're swinging this stock for. And the target profit can be, the first target profit will definitely exceed the recent high of $350. So setting up this trade, right, you can see that from 315, all right, or even just 310, the upside it's about $40. And then from 310, the downside to 290. Okay, let's just say to 290, because the first area of support is 297, right? Let's just say we put it at 290, then it is minus $20. All right, so this puts us, right, at a pretty lucrative risk to reward, which is 1:2. Then if you are just minusing even further, let's say you're going to 277, then from 310 to 277, that is about minus $33. So it is still a positive risk to reward scenario. So I'm waiting for this trade to get set up nicely. I'm waiting for this price level. So if you think what I said makes sense, be sure to set up some alerts based on the price level that I've mentioned over here, and may the trading gods be with you. All right, so if you like what I've shared today, please like and subscribe. It will really mean a lot to me. And I'm Jay from swimtrading.com, and I will catch you in the next video. Goodbye.